I have great pleasure in interviewing Brother Mathew Ngala, MTP, a missionary of the Holy Trinity of the Poor, a religious order founded by Father Henry Enmore, OP. This is interesting because if we here in St. Lucia, people are not familiar with the religious orders of men, apart from the Presentation Brothers, who worked for so many years at St. Mary's College. So I'm going to introduce to you now Brother Mathew, and he's going to tell us something about the order, this religious order to which he belongs and which encompasses both men and women. Brother, welcome.
Thank you, Deacon.
Happy to be with you.
Thank you. My name's Brother Mathew Ngala. I come from Kenya. I joined the Missionary of the Holy Trinity of the Poor. I was pushed by their charism. The Holy Missionary Trinity of the Poor, it's a religious congregation with both men and women.
Yes.
We have some brothers who are in Nigeria, others are in Postulant, others are in school doing philosophy, and others are doing theology.
Very good.
So this religious congregation was formed by Father Henry,
Very good.
who is a Dominican,
Yes.
but pushed by the zeal of serving the needy, he decided to start this congregation. Our main charism is to serve the less fortunate.
Yes.
Here in St. Lucia, we have an elderly home in Ancillary, where our sisters are in charge. And also we have one sister who is in Fuasho, Sister Noella, who is in charge of that house there. I myself, I work now in Larissus, in St. Mike, in the parish of St. Michael. And also we have our brother priest, who is Father Angus,
Yes.
who is our first priest in our religious
Very
order.
interesting, actually. In fact, it's the first time learning that you actually have a base that in Nigeria. That there are others there in Nigeria, and you and Angus are not the first, really, as such. One of these days we'll have to have Father Henry come and talk more about the work that he has been doing. Such good work for the church, but doing it so quietly and silently.
Yeah.
Now, tell us a little about your homeland. You're not from Nigeria, I learned. You're from Kenya. Tell us about your homeland and your family, perhaps.
Yeah, I come from Kenya. That's in the eastern parts of Africa. And I come from the coast. When you hear about the coast, it's just like here in St. Lucia, place where it's close to the sea,
Yes.
where the Indian Ocean passes.
Oh, yes.
So I lived in Kenya. I was raised in Kenya. I come from a very humble background. My dad passed. I only remained with my mom. I'm the last born in a family of 7.
Yes.
I'm the only boy. I had a brother, but he passed on.
Yes.
So I'm the only boy in the family of 7. And my mom is a strong Catholic.
Excellent.
And she's the one who, I can say she's the one who made me to be here this time because of her prayer.
Yes, that's
And
wonderful.
each and every time when she goes to church,
Yes.
she had to carry me so that to go to church.
Yes.
And through her motivation, then I came to love the church most and to decide to become a religious.
Wonderful. You know, mothers are really the backbone of the vocations, to the religious life and the priesthood especially. And your mom has actually sacrificed much if you're the only man in the house, and she has been willing to give you away willingly with prayers and with grace, of the grace of God. Tell us now then, what is it that motivated you to move towards religious life?
Okay, when I was growing up, in Kenya we have junior seminaries, so where young men go to school there so that they can be nurtured, they can be trained. Okay, not only to become priests, but to become good citizens.
Good.
But I didn't get that privilege of joining the junior seminary. But there was a priest in our parish who used to work closely to the poor. And most of the time he used to work close to my village. He used to come. So I was really impressed. He was not a person from that place. He came from overseas.
Yeah.
But the way he was mingled with people, trying to help them, it pushed me. It gave me a zeal to join. Most of the time, I used to imitate so many things that he used to do.
Yes, yes.
And then when I finished my secondary school education, okay, I told my parents that I would like to join a religious order. And okay, it was not easy for them, but they said, okay, what you wish, we have no problem.
Very good.
So from there, I started now asking about religious order from different priests, because each order has its own charism.
That's right.
And I wanted to get an order which will fit the things that I wanted.
Excellent. You know, there's a saying that religion is not taught, it is caught. It is something that we capture, by the way, through the imitation, through imitating others, actually. And you will forever be indebted to this priest. What is his name? What religious order was he out of?
He was a St. Patrick's.
Oh, yeah, I never heard of that one. Yes.
He's now deceased.
Oh, he deceased.
He was called for the
no doubt he's interceding for you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And you obviously you chose this order because of its charism, its special charism of outreach to the poor, the destitute, and working and looking after them. Tell me a little more about that then, because I think you mentioned prior to when I met you before that you have been involved in social work. Tell me a little about that part.
Yes, after I finished my secondary education, then I went to the university and studied something about social communication, be close to the poor. So when I was in that college, I studied in the Catholic University of East Africa. So we used to be taken to the slums so that to go and do our practicals. So it happened that I was taken to the greatest slum in Kenya, which is called Kibera. So I decided to work there. There people live in shanty. So
shanty town.
I immersed myself there and try to be like them and try to help them, especially to know what's their problem there. So when I worked there, I found myself to love those people.
Very good.
And that's what also pulled me when I joined the order, because what the order is about caring for the needy, and also grassroots evangelization, and also ministry to the youth.
Yes.
And you see most of the youths, the slums are the ones who are being used badly, maybe by people, so that they can reach what they want.
This is, in fact, we actually need more men, particularly, to be involved in this kind of apostolate to boys at risk, young men at risk. As you know, we have lost so many of them to gangs here. There are about 15 known gangs, and we need more people to reach out, men particularly whom they can identify with, and who, by the grace of God, can lead them to things more positive, to a more positive life. And so it is welcoming to hear all that you have said and what you are capable by God's grace of doing here with our needs. Now, you took your final vows. When was it? The 16th of this month?
April.
So what vows had you taken prior to that?
Okay, prior when you enter any religious congregation, first you have to go, there are some stages that you have to follow.
That's right.
So you have to go to the novitiate. After novitiate, you have now to get your first vows. After first vows, then you renew the vows.
When did you take your first vows? How long ago?
I took my first vow like 5 years ago.
Yes, okay.
So after that, then you'll be renewing each year. Then after 5 years, then you are you can take now your final.
So you have had 5 years of religious formation. I mean, and that speaks well by the grace of God. You have taken your final vows, and now you're thinking, I'm told, of the priesthood.
Yes.
And you have had the training, you have had both the philosophy and the theology to back you up.
Yes, I did. I did my philosophy in Kenya at the institute, the Consolata Institute of Philosophy. Then from there, I did my theology at Tangaza University College, which is an affiliated university of the Catholic University of East Africa.
So all of that in Kenya.
Yes, I did all that in Kenya.
Very good. What is the capital of Kenya?
The capital city of Kenya is Nairobi.
Oh yes, that's right. Thank you. No, I've forgotten all of that. But I am sure too, your African background can be a great asset, by the way, because there will be young fellows who will want to know more about Kenya, about the background. I remember Jomo Kenyatta and his fight for freedom and the people of your country. So you have you're a full member of your religious order. You have had 5 years of religious background training. You have had your training for the priesthood. And what is happening on the 4th of May, is it? You're going for the diaconate now?
Yes, on 4th of May, it will be my diaconate, and it will be done at the parish in St. Michael, Larissus.
You're doing everything at St. Michael's. Why? You don't make the other people feel jealous,
Because I was sent by His grace to the parish for my, so that I can go and do my pastoral work there. So there is where I interacted with people more, like visiting the sick. I was also in charge of the youth ministry also there.
Very good.
I was also in charge of reviving the groups.
Excellent.
Which they were there, but people were not coming. So we are starting slowly so that to bring a lot of people to church.
Of course. I look forward. I did not have the opportunity of being present for your final vows, but I look forward to being present, coming to see and to participate in your ordination as a transient deacon, just passing through. Very good. And then, tell me a little of what do you think of the St. Lucian people? You have been here now about a year, and you seem to like it in Larissus. Talk a little about the people you have met and worked with.
Okay, I love the people. Most of the time when you come to Larissus, most of the people, they tell you, Brother Mathew he's a Lucian. Because I put myself like them, because at first, for me, I felt I was at home. At first, everybody, each and everything that they were doing here, it was not that new to me. So the same things that I used to do at home, when I came here, I found people doing that.
Right.
And I love like the respect that people they have.
Excellent, yeah.
When nobody can pass you without saying hi.
Hi, very true.
So that was the thing that pushed me.
Yeah.
And I really love the people of St. Lucia because they are people who are longing to know God. Mm-hmm. They are people who want to be close to their Mecca. Okay, we have a lot of challenges, like, okay, we don't have enough priests, but the few they are, they work hard so that at least to make people together.
Yes.
Yeah, and people are positive. People want change. They are there when you tell them, especially if it's something to deal with religious, with their church.
Right.
They can't die with you.
Yes.
They're ready to listen. They're ready to do each and everything to help their church grow.
Excellent. I'm very happy to hear your reactions, to what you have seen and how you feel when you intermingle with them. The vocations here have been very, very few and far between. Any advice, as we come close to concluding the interview, what advice would you give to those parents in La Resous and elsewhere as to how can we improve on the vocations, especially among men, but also women too, the female religious orders are at a standstill, What advice would you give for the stimulation of vocations on this island?
Okay, for me, I've stayed and interacted with some youths and also some parents. You see, most of the youths in St. Lucia, especially those who come to church, most of them, their parents or their guardians are Catholics. Most of them come to church. That's why also they come to church. And then those who don't come to church, you will find like maybe the parents or the guardians are not coming to church. Because I can take an example, like when I went to La Resous, we didn't have a lot of altar service. But each and every time you ask, everybody will tell you, like, I was once an altar server. But now when you ask them why, others will tell you, like, okay, we found like we are of age, so we wanted others also to come. So the thing is that I've seen there's a gap between those people who were there when they leave like altar server. They don't want to be old in serving. What are the things that we want them to do? Because we only come to church sometimes, we have mass, after mass, people go home. But what are the activities? Because you see, young people, they need things, they need to be active most of the time.
Of course.
Do some activities for them, then they'll come. So most of the time, sometimes we complain like, most of our youths are going to different places. But ask yourself, what are they going to do in those different places? What are the things that those people are doing to capture these youth? Yeah, and also we have to sit down as a church and to check what exactly are the things that maybe we are doing. We are making those youths to run away.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we have become the problem themselves. We are the problem,
I wouldn't doubt that.
but we don't know.
Yeah.
So sometimes if we deal with the root cause, then we can reach somewhere.
That's right.
Because
I like your thinking in that regard, because a lot more of us need to be examining and questioning and trying to discover. I'm sure as you intermingle with them, you're going to think of other activities too that would help to keep them around the church. Sports, more sports. I wish I had you in my parish, because we have only about four or five active altar servers, So things like table tennis, that's what I'm thinking of that myself, They need other activities that are attractive to youth, that are wholesome, that provide a holistic development alongside the work of the church. Man, you have much to offer from what I can see. And I want to say I wish you God's blessing and that you may prosper in your vocation. Any final words that you would like to leave with all of us who are listening?
For me, the thing that I say, the way you say it, the holistic formation.
Yes.
Each and every person need that holistic formation. Sometimes we tend to do one and leave another one.
Yeah, I know.
And that can bring a problem. So if you want to form somebody, just form him holistic. Like for me, I can say in our congregation, we have a spiritual formation that you'll pray, you'll do each and everything. And also you have that personal formation about ourselves. And also there's that formation that you'll be with people, mingle with people, be with them because you come from a family. And also you're a human being. You have to be there. If it's sports, go do your sports. Use the talents that
music
we have.
Too, eh?
Yeah.
Music and other very important.
And the other things I'll keep on telling people, like we are not born to be fixed. We're just born to stand up and to be hard.
Yeah.
Each and every time, if you want to be fixed every time, then you won't go anywhere. So anytime you want to be and to live in this life, make sure that you stand up and be hard.
That's
because the people who have stood up and they are being hard, they have become very good people in the society.
Undoubtedly. Yeah. Well, I wish you God's richest blessings, and we'll keep you in our prayers too, and we look forward to you becoming a priest of God, a holy priest and an active priest for the good of our community.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, a pleasure.
Okay.